This Civic Media podcast is sponsored by UW Organ and Tissue Donation. Organ donations are desperately needed, and now is the right time to become an organ donor. Talk to your family. Get the dot. Save lives. Go to heroicdeed.com.
This is your WGBW Daily News Roundup for the Talk of Green Bay, 97.9 FM and 1590 AM.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Former President Donald J. Trump will be in Ashwaubenon at the Resch Center this evening, rallying his supporters and encouraging them to vote. The event's set to begin at 4 o'clock. Preliminary speakers include Packer legend Brett Favre. Trump is scheduled to appear at 6 p.m. Green Bay drivers should be aware that starting at 10 this morning, Lombardi Avenue between Holmgren Way and Oneida Street will be closed until Trump's motorcade leaves and the crowd has been dispersed. 1 week to the day away from the November 5th election, U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin brought her Get Out the Vote bus tour to the Green Bay area on Tuesday night, encouraging people to vote early and ask friends, relatives, and acquaintances to vote as well.
Don't feel, though, you have to deliver 20,000 votes. Just work on delivering one that wasn't planning on voting. You can do that in these last 7 days. If we do that collectively, we're going to win.
Baldwin is seeking her third term as a U.S. Senator. She's in a tight race against businessman and bank owner Eric Hovde. When Dr. Kristen Lyerly first became politically active, she met U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin in Washington, D.C., while advocating for an issue that Baldwin did not agree with.
She told me why she disagreed with the thing that I was lobbying for. But she did it in the most wonderful and gentle and common ground kind of way. And I walked out of that experience thinking, this is a woman who knows how to get done.
Lyerly, a Democrat, is running for the 8th Congressional District against Tony Weed. Baldwin is running for re-election to the U.S. Senate. Republican Eric Hovde is challenging her. Employment numbers in the state are breaking records. Here's Melissa Kay.
9 counties in the state are seeing record low unemployment rates. Ashland, Bayfield, Burnett, Dorr, Langland, Oconto, Pepin, Rock, and Sawyer have unemployment rates as low as 1.9% and no higher than 2.7%. The Department of Workforce Development announced record high employment during the month of September across the state. These record-breaking numbers represent real working families, businesses, and communities across our state, says Governor Evers. He said the efforts to reduce barriers to work, such as childcare, job training, transit, and housing, ensures our economy and workforce maintains this positive momentum. I'm Melissa Kay, Civic Media News.
Enrollment at the universities of Wisconsin increased by 1,900 students overall, according to the official 10-day enrollment counts released Tuesday. UW Green Bay saw record enrollment this year, gaining 850 more students than last year, or an increase of 8.2% in enrollment. Neighboring UW Oshkosh, meanwhile, saw a 5.9% decrease in the number of students attending this year. Wisconsin clerks hope a long-standing practice helps battle election misinformation. Here's Savannah Tomei-Olson.
All over Wisconsin this week, municipal clerks are testing election equipment. Under state law, they're required to do public tests of their machines within 10 days of an election. Now, they've been doing this for years, but as election security misinformation can spread like wildfire, there's added interest. Algoma City Clerk Erin Mueller says she hopes people see the intricate steps for themselves.
We will take the voting machine out of the vault, and we will go through the whole process of putting the cartridges in the places where they're supposed to go, adding the safety seals, recording the safety seals, and then putting the test ballots through the machine to ensure accuracy.
The public is allowed, really welcomed at these tests. They want people to see how it all works.
In Green Bay, the testing was done on Tuesday. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News.
A Brewers coach signs an extension. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Baseball, the Brewers have renewed the contract of pitching coach Chris Hook. The 56-year-old Hook, who has worked his way up in the organization for 20 years, signed a multi-year extension with the team yesterday. He's credited with developing the team's young pitching talent. The Yankees won Game 4 of the World Series last night in New York, 11-4 over the Dodgers. Game 5 is tonight. Los Angeles leading 3-1. NBA, the Bucks are in Memphis. They face the Grizzlies tomorrow night on Halloween. The NFL trade deadline is coming up next Tuesday. Yesterday, the Packers signed linebacker Jamin Davis to their practice squad. Davis had been a first-round pick for Washington 3 years ago and was asked how familiar he is with the Packers.
Ironically, I got a chance to watch him a little bit last year, and it's crazy now that I might actually get an opportunity to play for him. But currently, I'm just honestly soaking everything all in, and hopefully I can get to work and just watch as much film as possible.
That's Packers linebacker Jamin Davis with sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. And just like that, we say goodbye to Halloween films and look forward to the start of the holiday box office season, which is just a couple weeks away. The season will open with an anticipated bang as Amazon MGM Studios is set to release its $200 million Santa Claus caper film, Red Santa, starring Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. The film was set to go right to streaming, but tested so well with audiences, they're going theatrical. The film is estimated to make $36 million in its opening weekend. If you notice an uptick in original content in the next year, there is a reason. The 6 biggest global content companies are planning to spend almost 10% more than they did this year. That would be an increase to $126 billion geared toward new viewing options. Disney will lead the way, spending 9% more next year. Hopefully, it's not all on remakes and sequels. Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz are about to team up in a new film, Day Drinker. Yes, my fellow Wisconsinites, it is an awesome title. The film will tell the story of a cruise ship bartender, Depp, who befriends a mysterious day drinker played by Cruz, and they end up embroiled in a caper. This will be the 4th time Depp and Cruz grace the screen together after starring in Blow, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, and Murder on the Orient Express. If you love Squid Game, you might love the new spin-off, which will be an American version. Deadline reports that the project will be led by director David Fincher, whose credits include films like The Game and Seven. This will be the first spin-off of the Korean show. Season 2 of the original Squid Game premieres December 26th of this year on Netflix. Producers say the 3rd and final season will also premiere sometime in 2025. Need more Nick Offerman in your TV viewing life? Yes, please. Variety reports Nick will join Elle Fanning and Michelle Pfeiffer in the new Apple TV show Margot's Got Money Troubles. Fanning plays a woman desperate for money who starts an OnlyFans site. Been there. Offerman plays her father, a retired pro wrestler, and Pfeiffer plays her mother, a Hooters waitress. The show is based on the Ruth Thorpe novel of the same name that was just recently released. The first season will offer 8 episodes. In a recent interview with the Associated Press, Hugh Grant says he killed 3 people. Of course, he did so whimsically and with that adorable accent and toothy grin. Grant is trying to get people's attention to go see his new movie, Heretic, in which he plays a creepy character named Mr. Reed. Grant appears to be moving on from his rom-com roles and looking for darker parts. I'm not saying the 64-year-old actor actually killed 3 people, but saying you did so in an effort to promote a movie really is the perfect cover. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Mostly cloudy and windy with a high in the mid-70s today, falling into the 60s by late afternoon. Rain and thunderstorms are likely tonight. Could be some heavy rain, too, with 1.5 inches or more possible. Tomorrow, falling temperatures, showers, windy will be in the mid-40s by late afternoon. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Currently, it's 69.
That's your WGBW Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WGBW.FM. The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.